Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here in the Fuzzy Biker Garage. That's my hot rod Himalayan, kind of all geared up. Y'all been asking what have I done to this motorcycle, what's on it, what have I paid to, so far to get it the way it is. And this is a bike that I used to travel quite a bit. I've got over 20,000 miles on it. I've had a lot of time to modify it and change the stuff that I've added, what works, what doesn't work. And this is the bike we're gonna take to Alaska. Next week we're gonna go Route 66, hopefully all the way to California. So it's a traveling machine. It's a traveling machine. Over here I've got a list of things that I've done to the bike, and I've kind of categorized it in terms of what the bike cost originally, all the items that I've done for the most part that I can think of anyway. I've put what are the must-have items. If no matter who you are, if you get one of these things I would do no matter what you should have, and then everything else. And then I added a list of just things that I added for the heck of it that are personal preference, I guess. The bike is a 450cc single cylinder, dual overhead cam, 4-valve, makes 40 horsepower, about, I think it's 30 foot-pounds of torque, which is 40 Newton meters. Has a 6-speed transmission. It's liquid cooled, upside down forks. They're 43 millimeter upside down forks with about 8 inches of travel, about 200 millimeters. It's got a 320 millimeter disc with a dual piston bibrake caliper, 21-inch front tire, aluminum rim, chain drive, of course. Again, on the rear, it's got a monoshock with a link right up here. The old one had a link down below, and I always thought, susceptible to damage, but this one's up top. Again, it's got the 8 inches of travel here with a monoshock. That's, again, 200 millimeters, aluminum rim again, all on spokes. I do have tube tires on this version. They do make a tubeless version if you're interested in that. So what have I done to it? Starting at the front, I put TPMS sensors on the tires. I got an aftermarket kit. I just got it off Amazon. It was something like $55. I've got a reader for it up here, right there. You can see that. I like that. I'm on the road. I hit some bad road, or you're on the road for several hours. Sometimes you feel things that may not be there. You can look down and check your tire pressure. It's right there. Next is the windshield. This is one of the must-have items. I have a WRS windshield. I got this at Baxter Cycle on this flag right there. And that has become a critical component on this bike. I had the bike came with the original short windshield. Royal Enfield gave me their version of a touring windshield, which is something like this. I got this from Baxter's, and I just love this thing. I got caught in 300 miles of rain on this. I got caught in 6 miles of rain the other day on this. And that windshield, I dug down behind it. They do make a bigger one, a GV, and I've talked about getting that one. And I kind of go back and forth on that. The reason being, I like this one a lot. It's been a good windshield. The bigger one is bigger, but in a hot day that'll cover more. I don't know. I really don't know which way to go. I'm going to give that some thought. When it's raining, you want the biggest windshield you can get. So next thing on my list would be the double take mirrors. So this was a big ad. And again, this is one of those must-have items, I think. So is the TPMS, by the way. I did not know that Baxter Cycle sold Ram mirrors when I ordered these. Otherwise, I'd have got the Ram. I think it's half a dozen, 1/6 of the other. I've been very happy with these. I think if you get a Himalayan like this, you should probably get the Ram mirrors or the something like this. I think they just add a lot to the bike. One of the big things they add is you're going down the road, you can just reach over here, loosen this, and then just move the mirrors around. You can adjust them without tools. Makes it very handy. They also don't vibrate as much. They're also long. The stock mirrors are round. They're long, so you get a lot more view, so I think that's good for safety. These are my Barkbuster Storms, and if you notice, they're black here. They're powder coated. I'm proud of that. I got these at, let me see, look at the sticker here, 3D Cycle Parts. So 3dcycleparts.com. And they were the only ones I could find with this black right here, powder coated. And I wanted it to be black because I wanted it to match. If you look at this, everything's black, and I wanted it to match. So that's what I got those for. At the time, Royal Enfield did not make, or we could not get, the Royal Enfield handguards. I wanted those originally, but I didn't want to wait, so I went ahead and got these, and I'm very happy with them. Like I said, 3dcycleparts.com. Next thing on my list is the Garmin. So that is, most of the time that's a toy, but when I travel, that is really a necessity. And I got that one for free. You can get those on eBay or, you know, online. You can get them for about $300 nowadays. It's a nifty little thing, you know. Anywhere let's say I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I'm heading home, I just put my address in, I can get home. If I'm heading to a destination, I can put the address in for that. And if I turn left or right, get off my route, it doesn't matter because it'll take me right back to it. So this is what you get right there. I've thought about putting it up here. I did have it down here. I just recently moved it up here. We're gonna, like I said, we're going on a big trip, so I wanted to see what that would do for us. Next thing would be this bag here. This is a $100 bag. A friend of mine gave this to another friend of mine. That friend lent it to me, and I was going to use it as a temporary bag because I have that one over there. I was going to get another one of those. That's a Rhino Walk bag, and I really like that bag. But I ended up liking this a lot. It's got a map pocket, you know, that I never use. I put these kind of things in there. It's got this thing right here, and that's something I really like because I can, you know, got a flashlight stuck in there. It just works really well. When I need gas, I just undo these two things and just slide it back just a little bit, and then I get to my fuel. And on the inside, I'll show you that while we're at it. This is the large version, by the way. You know, it's got this divider is you can move it forward and backwards. What a mess, right? Got a little screened in thing here. I've got my allergy medicines and stuff like that in there. GoPro stuff. I'll put my phone in here to charge. I need this out today. And, you know, here's my GoPro batteries, and it's just a really good system. Jumping over here is a first aid kit. I got this at Baxter Cycle. And, you know, when you buy a first aid kit, you think you're never going to use it. You hope you're never going to use it. On our trip, we went to Arkansas a couple weeks ago. And one of the guys had a flat, and we, you know, did the tire repair on the side of the road. The guy cut his hand up. So we, you know, whipped this thing open. You just rip it right off the bike. And then it opened it up, and there was all the stuff we needed. And very, you know, it was useful. On the other side, I've got this bag here. I've got like chain lube in here, and I'm going to put my air compressor. I got a new air compressor the other day, and my tire repair kit. I think I'll put all that in here. Moving back this way, rally seat would be next. Well, that's not the rally seat. That's the stock seat. What's going on here? Well, there's the rally seat. I used that when we went to Arkansas and Oklahoma and all those. We did, what, 1,400 and some miles. I used that seat because I wanted to see how it worked. And I'll tell you, it worked pretty darn well. You know, you can slide forward and backwards on it. It's narrower through here. It worked pretty well. It worked pretty well. However, for touring, it's not that comfortable. When I go back to Colorado to, you know, visit Colorado Mark, I'm going to put that seat back on my bike. And you can do a long ride on it, but since I have this seat, I'm going to do a long ride. You know, so we're going to be on the road for 8 or 10 days. I want a more comfortable seat. I'm going to put that one on. Something else I added to this bike, I think this is really important, is a wider foot on the kickstand. Right there. I got that off of, I don't know if Baxter sells those or not. I think I got that one off Amazon. Colorado Mark sent me a link and I ordered that wherever he got his from. It's nice because it holds the bike up slightly higher, so it doesn't lean quite as much, just slightly. And the other thing it does is, you know, if you're in soft dirt, it helps spread the load out a little wider. This right here is my power port, so I can hook my electric jacket in. I've got this thing here that I plug into that, and that then goes into my electric jacket. It's a first gear jacket. I can plug it in there. I can wear it on a 55-degree day. Feel comfortable, you know. If it's cooler than that, I can put it underneath my Royal Enfield Nervic jacket. Keep nice and warm. Now here's another must-have item, the box. The big old box. And this, you know, I think there's, what do I got on there? 5 items that are must-have. The kickstand foot is one of them. Well, this is, I think, the number 5 on that list. And this is just great because I'll keep a bottle of water in there. I'll keep my gloves in there. I'll keep things that I want to get to quickly. I get to a gas station. I put the bike on its side stand. I can get over here, get a drink right quick. I can keep a light jacket in there, a heavy jacket in there. You know, anything I might need quickly, I got it right in there. You know, I'll have luggage, and we'll talk about luggage here in a minute. When I'm on the road, I'll have that. But this is my quick, easy access. Just what I want. You know, stuff that won't go in this bag here, I put in there. Tusk Tool Bag. Now this is a really important one. This is, again, another Colorado Mark idea. This is a Tusk handlebar bag. And if you open this up, I've had this on there for quite a while. I've got my toolkit in there, you know, and some other miscellaneous things. It makes good use of space. I'm on the road. The normal toolkit is under the seat. You know, I'll have my stuff wrapped up on here on the road. I can't get to the tools unless I am willing to take everything off. You know, some little thing needs to be done. I can quick get the tools out. Don't have to have anything to say, oh, I'll do it later, you know. You keep your bike in better maintenance that way. Rear side bags. That would be bags that fit right here. That has been a very interesting topic for me. I've had several different options already. I've got those over yonder. I've got I just got these. I was going to use these tomorrow, but I think I want to plan a little before I use those. Somebody left these for me at the shop. Thank you, sir. And I think they are going to work great. We're going to be going on a long trip, so I don't want to do anything, big right away. What am I going to use on this trip? I think what I'm going to use, I have 2 of these bags right here. And I've used that's what I used last year. And I think I'm going to use those. One will have my camping gear in it. The other will have all my personal stuff in it. And I'll just put those right back here. I think those bags there came from Barkbuster Storm. I think they're about $200. Let's go through the pricing here. TPMS was $55. The windshield on the front was $130. The mirrors were $155. Barkbuster's $165. The Garmin, if you bought it now, would be about $300 for that model. If I were to buy a new Garmin now, I would probably buy the XT Pro. I'd just go ahead and get the best one because, this thing works great. If you get one of these, you'll be okay. But, if I was going to buy a new one, I would definitely do that. The Tusk tank bag was $100. The first aid kit, $70. The front side bags, that's this bag right here. So I got 2 of these for $70. And I got those at Barkbuster Storm, and I think they still sell them. What they have now that I think I might go with, other than these, there's nothing wrong with these, but I think they would look better are those Rhino Walk bags that they have, and I think they're about the same price. So $70 for a pair of these. The Kickstand Foot was $30. The stuff I used to get the power for my jacket, this thing here and another cord here, I think I've got about $20 in that. Rally seat, that seat right there was $120. The box, that was a big cost. That thing right there with the mounting kit, this is a stainless steel mounting kit. That was $400, I think, yeah, $400. The Tusk Tool Box on the back, this thing right here, the bag itself, $40. And I already talked about these. So the total price for this, $1,800. Apparently I forget to mention the DNA. I added a DNA filter to this and it's been a lot of fun. That was about $80, $80 or $90. So $1,900 worth of ads, $6,300 for the bike, $1,900 for all the ads with the DNA filter, so $8,200. So I've got $8,200 in this, minus the miscellaneous things like air compressor, patch kit. I bought a couple extra tools, some cords, the cleaning supplies, things like that. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think that's a pretty good darn deal. Other things that I've done to this that I have not mentioned today would be maintenance things. I bought a new tire for the back. I'll be buying another one soon. I just put a new front tire on. I've had to replace the chain, oil changes, of course, and valve adjustments and all that kind of neat stuff. But I don't think there's been anything other than that. Oh, I had to replace the headlight, but that was covered under warranty. It's been a great bike. I've got on here old versus new. And what I'm talking about there again is the baggage systems. And I talked about that. I'm going to use the old system on this particular trip with those bags, these Royal Enfield bags. I'll have 2 of those. Versus the new system, which I think is going to be this system here, the Rhino Walk bags from Barkbuster Storm. They've got this and other options also, so check those guys out. All of this stuff that I got here, or almost all of it, you can get at BarkbusterCycle.com. Those guys are great to deal with. So that is my nifty little list right there. We are going to be hitting the road tomorrow morning for Route 66, which is, let me find my map here. I'm right here, and I'm going to jet down here. I already did part of this. And we're just going to hit that road. I'm going to follow that yellow line. I'm going to get over here. I'm not going to go all the way into California. I'm going to get over here, and then I think I might jet up, and depending on the weather, I might cut up through Nevada, Utah, and then back through across Colorado. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. It should take, I'm hoping, it's probably, I said 8 days earlier, but probably more like 11 days, so we'll have a lot of fun. This is our Canada trip, the route we're going to take here from Banff all the way up to Alaska. Here's our Alaska part. Now, if y'all are interested in any of these equipment that I just talked about, need a new or used Royal Enfield, Triumph, classic British bike of any type, parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, helmets, gloves, jackets, the routine, anything at all, get yourself over to Barkbuster Storm in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to BarkbusterCycle.com. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker, that's me, sent you. Hit like and subscribe if it's a beautiful day out where y'all are at. It's supposed to rain here. Sun's out right now. Get out and ride, my friends. Get out and ride. Wahoo! 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 Wahoo!